Hey, I'm Jordan. My friends call me J-Lav. Welcome to my shed. This is a 12 by 20 space that is my office, studio, and gear storage, and it has completely changed how I work. Now, up until a year ago, I was working out of our guest bedroom closet. This space was not even a walk-in closet. It was just a small space. I even had to jam in a tiny desk into it. I had to remove part of the door jamb to get the desk to fit in there. And it was honestly one of the most depressing places to work. There's no inspiration, it was cramped, and I had gear stored everywhere throughout the house. I had some in the garage, I had some on the shelf above me in that small closet, and then some in a closet that was under the stairs. It was chaotic and it wasn't efficient at all. Then I visited a friend's studio that was in a converted garage, and it completely changed my perspective. Now, Nashville is full of music studios. Some are in spare bedrooms, some are in basements or garages, and seeing that space gave me an aha moment. I realized I could literally do this same thing in my own backyard. So once I had the idea, I needed to figure out exactly where to place the shed. Now, our lot is on kind of a hill in the backyard, so I had to be careful not to block the view or put it too close to the house. The good news was we don't have an HOA, so we had a lot more freedom on where exactly to put the shed. I just had to make sure I left a 5-foot easement from our property edge. So once I looked up what an easement actually was, I marked it out and brought in a concrete company to pour a slab so the shed would sit solid and not shift over time. Now, I shopped around at a few different shed companies and ended up choosing a local builder that had a huge range of options. They even had a lot where I could walk inside their models and see all the ceiling heights, door placements, and window configurations. Even better, they let me create a 3D model on their website so I could customize literally everything down to the exact dimensions, windows, doors, and overall layout. So I had 3 main goals for this build out. 1, it needed to be a quiet place for me to work. 2, a safe space for me to store gear. And 3, it needed to be a great place for me to bring clients for meetings. So once I had the design, I knew I needed some help with the construction. So I enlisted my father-in-law's expertise. He is literally one of the handiest people that I know, and he was excited to jump in and help me build it out. So as soon as you walk in, the first wall on your right is my gear wall. This rack holds about 95% of all my gear, lights, microphones, cases, and more. Right now, it's a little messy, but I'm sure I'll be able to fit even more gear here once I organize it a little bit more. It's an absolute game changer because I can grab exactly what I need quickly and efficiently for any shoot that comes up. To the left of the door, you'll see my utility cart and TV wall. Now, the cart holds all my lenses, camera rigging gear, and monitor accessories. Above it, I mounted a TV with a soundbar. I can even roll the cart out and put on a show while I'm building out my next camera rig. Plus, the TV mount is super versatile. I can swivel it so it faces me at my desk, which is great when I'm reviewing footage or need a little extra visual reference while I work. Plus, it's awesome because I am always watching The Office, so it's nice to have that on in the background while I'm working. Now, directly across from the TV, I have a small sitting area. 2 chairs, a table, and a lamp. Just a cozy space for clients or friends to hang out. When I do have clients over, I can put my program feed up on the TV so we can walk through edits together. It's simple, but it's a really nice touch. Instead of renting out a big expensive building with high overhead or huddling over a laptop in a coffee shop, this setup lets me stay professional, comfortable, and affordable, really setting me apart as a freelancer. Finally, the last wall is where I have my main desk set up, and this space is where I spend most of my time. I've got a spacious uplift desk. This thing is a beast. It's a solid wood espresso ash top that's 60 by 30 inches and about 1.5 inches thick, sitting on their V2 2-leg standing frame. It gives me plenty of room for my 2 large monitors, speakers, laptop, and all my editing tools. And one of my favorite functional features is the CPU holder under the desk. Now, it's designed for a computer, but it's actually the perfect size for my archive hard drives. It mounts underneath the desk, so when I raise or lower the desk, I don't have to worry about cables snagging or anything getting in the way. On the wall next to the desk, I mounted some of my favorite guitars. I used to tour full-time as a guitar player here in Nashville, so it's really nice to keep them within arm's reach and makes it easy for me to step away for a minute or two and reset creatively. Another standout detail that I'm very proud of is the wood slats that run up the wall and across the ceiling. I actually sand and stained all 136 slats by hand, and we had to be extremely precise when mounting them because if we were off even a degree in the beginning, we'd be off by like a foot at the end. So everything had to be perfectly straight. Now, doing just the wall would have been about $400 with those pre-made slat packs that you buy at Costco or something. But we were able to do the whole wall and the ceiling for around $200 with material and stain. Now, it was a ton of work and not for the faint of heart, but in my opinion, it was absolutely worth it and adds a ton of character to this space. Lastly, there were two features that were super important to me when building this space out. The first is the mini split. Now, I went with a Della Umbra Series 9000 BTU, and honestly, it's more than enough for this space. It could probably handle something twice the size, so no matter the season here in Tennessee, it has no problem keeping things comfortable. The second is the Yale Assure Lock 2 deadbolt. This has been huge for convenience and safety. I can set up custom codes for my friends if they need to swing by and pick up gear or drop off gear. And both of these tie into my Alexa, so I can automate it, which is awesome. I've got it set to make sure that the space is locked up every night, even if I forget to do it myself, which I often do. And I get to have it set up to be the perfect room temperature by the time I come in each morning. Those two things might not be the flashiest parts of the build, but they sure do make a big difference in how functional and efficient the space is day to day. So that's the full tour of my shed. I'm really grateful to have a space like this. It's given me the freedom to organize my gear, focus on my clients, and just to enjoy my work from day to day. If you have any questions or if there's a part of the build that you want me to dive deeper into, because there's a lot that I haven't gotten into, let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.